How best can the current severe weather patterns around the country be explained? And when is a weather watch escalated to a weather warning? Why do incidences of lightning differ from province to province? And which challenges do consumers face when claiming for damages caused by natural disasters? What time is it? It's question time. Hello and welcome to the show. My name is Mpho Tsedu. The South African Weather Service issued a severe thunderstorm watch for Gauteng earlier this afternoon. The weather watch comes in the wake of last week's dramatic flash floods in Tshwane and Ekurhuleni. The torrential rains and severe thunderstorms claimed 6 lives and left a 3-year-old toddler from an Alexandra informal settlement missing after being swept away by floods. A lightning strike is reported to have claimed 2 lives in KwaZulu-Natal over the weekend. Meanwhile, insurance companies in Gauteng are reported to be inundated with claims following last week's flash floods. Several cars were submerged in water, others swept away by heavy currents, while a number of houses in some parts of the province were flooded. We are live, and therefore you can call us, and you've used the numbers to dial 089-1104-210. Our Twitter handle at question time 24. My guest, Peter Nkuna, is the Senior Assistant Ombudsman, and joining us from our Pretoria studios is Puseletso Mfukeng, who is a Senior Forecaster at the South African Weather Service. On the line, though, we are joined by William Ntladi. He's the Ekurhuleni Disaster and Emergency Services spokesperson. Gentlemen, let me welcome you all. Dr. Ntladi, let me just start with you immediately. What is the situation in Ekurhuleni following today's rains?
Thank you very much. I'd like to take this opportunity also to greet everyone. From Ekurhuleni's point of view, today, the day has been quiet, shiny, but as we speak now, is getting overcasted. We had some couple of rains in the past hour, but it's still overcasting, is building up. It's telling us that now, as emergency services, we need to be on high alert and be ready for any flash floods that might arise again. The reason being that with the little rain that we might have from now onwards, that can cause flash floods, because the ground is basically saturated already.
Now, what have you done to prepare for that crisis? Not even crisis, but let's talk this area in Gilolis, where we know that whenever it rains, there's going to be serious problems there.
Okay, thank you. As far as the hotspots, let me call them the hotspots of flash floods, yes, of which Gilolis is one of them. We're talking Tom Jones in Benoni. We're talking even the other low-lying areas whereby we do have informal settlements in those areas. As emergency services from last week onwards, after we received a warning from South African Weather Services, we basically formulated a joke in Bedford View, making sure that now, should there be any flash floods that is going to come up from last week onwards, going forward, we need to know as to how to respond. Fine, good enough. We involved the Sandra to be part of us, together with stormwater draining system department of the municipality Ekurhuleni. So whereby last week we had to do the water storm draining system to clean up the cleaning up of them, so as now water can start now flowing very well. So in those areas that are known to be hotspot areas as far as the roads are concerned, we basically have involved the Central and Water Department to assist in that regard. However, in the areas of residential areas like informal settlements, we have basically arranged to relocate the residents of those areas to safer areas like the municipal halls. And unfortunately, since last week onwards, we had a bit of a challenge with most of the residents in those specific areas refusing to be relocated. We understand their reasons, because they mentioned that now, should they be relocated, their properties will be vandalized by those who are still remaining behind.
Alexandra, hold it there. Let's just check with the weather forecasters. Did you get it wrong here? Did you know that it was going to rain this much?
Look,
it should be. First, let me greet you, Mpo, and the viewers. Basically, the South African Weather Service does provide the service throughout the day. That is the entire 24 hours, every day. So basically, we monitor all the storms. Where possible, we forecast them. Just like last week, if you remember, we had a watch for a severe thunderstorm. And I think, if I remember well, because I was also on the road on the day, just around 4 o'clock, I received the first warning in the just to the Ekurhuleni area. Otherwise, that's what we get every day. It's like today, I already had received a number of SMSs across Gauteng, and a lot more in Limpopo.
But what do you do when you get to know that there's going to be a storm? How do you communicate this, or do you wait for our news programs? Then we get our guys to come and say, there'll be thunderstorms here and there and all that. Do people even take those things serious? How else are you communicating with them?
Yes, indeed. It's important what the SABC is doing with all the presenters, all the languages. That is very important. We're reliant on that service that the SABC is giving. We are also communicating with the disaster management. We have our contact list for all disaster management in the province. So basically, when there's a watch, we actually give them that watch so that they can start preparing. Similarly with the public, when they see it on television, it's a matter of just preparing without necessarily taking an action, just to set up your plan, what are you going to do when the storm is actually occurring. So that is the first point. We also do send warnings at the time when the situation is, remember when we, like for example today, we had given a watch for the entire Gauteng, but the warning that we have issued later this afternoon has been specific for Ekurhuleni. In Limpopo, we've seen areas like Marble Hall, we've seen areas like Tabazimbi. So when there's a warning, we actually specify where. But when there's a watch, we more or less give the residents of the areas that we have marked that they must be preparing. Otherwise, during the warning, we also send the SMSs to the disaster management, also to the insurance. Okay. This is one way to communicate. But I must point out that beyond the SABC, as the South African Weather Service, we also do communicate by radios. There's a number of radios that we communicate with, a lot more radios across the country that we communicate with. And beyond that, we also ensure that our Twitter timelines are also updated.
Okay, hold it there. Eric, you are in KZN. Welcome.
Yes, Mpo.
Hi.
Yes, we've got a problem with the weather here.
Okay.
People keep on building their homes where they've been swamps for quite some time, because there has been drought for the past 3 years. So people have just forgotten that there were swamps here.
Which area is this in KZN?
In Pongola.
Oh, Pongola. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll talk to that soon after our break. We're taking a quick break. When we return, we talk to Peter. He tells us, why do insurances give people headaches when they are supposed to pay out? This is question time.
It doesn't always make sense.
It's easy to ignore.
It's always asking questions. What if cars could drive themselves? What if we could drive on the moon? What if headlights were lasers? What if cars could run on water or even air?
It's called your imagination.
And if you listen to it,
Great things will happen.
it's what we do at Audi. It's what we call Voorsprong.
Make your house ultra homey with Macro's big festive season savings on appliances like Samsung inverter air conditioners now 8599 each, save 2,000 Rand. A Philips air fryer and hand blender combo, get both for only 1,999 and save 1,000 Rand. And how cool is the Hisense 340 litre frost-free fridge for 5,999, save 500 Rand. Share in these and other big festive savings for home, for business, for life. Only at Macro, big on life.
Welcome back. You're still watching Question Time. Our guest today, Peter Nkuna, is the Senior Assistant Ombudsman, and from our Pretoria studios, Pusile Mfukeng is a Senior Forecaster at the South African Weather Service. And we continue our discussion right here on Question Time about the weather. Now, Peter, tell me, why is it such a hassle for people to be paid out when they claim after falling victims of this natural disasters?
Good evening to the viewers and good evening to you, Mpreswa. I'm not so sure if your question is appropriate for me because it sort of puts me in a position to be defending the insurance companies, which I don't think would be appropriate for me to do.
You can say they are supposed to pay.
Yes, our office is there to intervene in instances like that where your insurance company might not be willing to settle your claim for whatever reasons. What we then do is investigate to see if the rejection of your claim is legitimate or not, or whether you do in fact have a valid claim. And whatever the investigations will tell us, we will then either get the insurance company to pay your claim, or if it is a valid rejection, we will inform you that, look, these are the reasons why you have not been able to succeed with your claim, and hopefully you will understand and learn from that and perhaps take better cover for future losses.
Mark, you are in Limpopo. Welcome.
Hello, yeah. I think there is a lack of evacuation plans that the government is in. They have, and I think they should, Hello?
Yes, go ahead. We're listening.
Yes, I said it's the issue of this lack of evacuation plans that is there.
Oh.
And,
Oh, Mark, I don't know what happened there, but you were coming quite well. Evacuation plans, indeed, they must tell us if they've got those, but I'm interested in this one. And let me just also ask our viewers there, if you've had a claim that was not honored by whoever it is that you've been paying premiums to, please do give us a call. We would like to hear those stories. 089-1104-210. Why is it so difficult? When they're supposed to pay you, they begin to check, when did it rain? Did you know it was going to rain? Why did you park your car there? Whereas when you pay, it actually doesn't matter. So please do tell us those stories now. What kind of instances do you, as the Ombudsman, consider valid for the insurance not to pay?
Well, I can't be more specific than this. I think what we need to start off bearing in mind is that it's a contract. It's a contractual relationship between you and the insurance company. So there will be basic terms and conditions that have been agreed upon between the two parties. So what we then do is you will tell us your story. This is what happened to me, and this is why the insurance company said they are not paying. They will also respond to that. We collate all the information. We then start looking at the evidence. And if the evidence is such that it suggests that your claim should in fact be paid out, we will then go to the insurance company and say, guys, you are wrong. This seems to be a valid claim. Therefore, you should pay. And because of the structure of the agreement that we have with the insurance companies. If that is our determination, the insurance companies have no choice but to settle that claim if we so dictate. Okay. In instances where we find that you do in fact don't seem to have a valid claim, we will inform you and set out the reasons why we do not believe you'd have a valid claim, and hopefully, as I said, everybody can learn from that and make sure that in future you have the appropriate cover if that insurance company provides it, and if that insurance company cannot upgrade your policy to ensure that you have that type of cover, perhaps shop around, find that type of cover elsewhere, and purchase the products that those insurers will be offering.
Aubrey, you are calling us from around Gauteng.
Yes, before. My situation was in 2011, I had a burglary at my house. I put in the claim, and the company rejected the claim.
Okay.
I went to the Ombudsman. The Ombudsman did nothing but just do the correspondence between myself and the insurance company. There was no effort to investigate the situation.
Wow. So your matter is not resolved even to date?
Still not, well, the thing was closed without the insurance company paying out.
Aubrey, just hold on. Maybe do you have a question for
it's a bit of an ambush. It would not be something that one can respond on here. I think if he has the reference details, I can gladly take that and look into it for him. But what I suspect, I think the one thing that I can respond to is a lot of people, like the caller, tend to misunderstand our process. Remember, we are not like a court system where people can come and appear in person.
Yes.
We work on the basis of evidence presented in the form of documents and records of whatever other nature. So part of us doing or conducting the investigation entails us getting the actual complaint with the supporting documentation from the complainant. We forward that through to the insurance company.
Okay.
The insurance company responds, and that is how we get the information. And once we have received all of the information, we will then make a determination.
Okay.
And I have serious doubts that we would not have finalized that matter. I, in fact, suspect that it would have been finalized, and perhaps he just didn't like the outcome.
Aubrey?
And that's where people tend to confuse things.
Was the matter finalized?
Well, the conclusion from the Ombudsman's office was that they have gone as far as they could. They are now closing the case. If I want to go further, I should approach the court.
The court? Wow. Okay.
And that tends to support what I was saying earlier on. He did not like the particular outcome, and unfortunately, our determinations are based on facts and evidence. We can't do anything beyond that. If the evidence suggests that you don't have a valid claim, we will inform you accordingly and suggest that if you still feel that you do have a valid claim, perhaps obtain legal advice and pursue the matter further in court. But we can't go beyond that, unfortunately.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we return, we talk about to the weatherman in Pretoria. He must tell us if we must brace ourselves for more rains, actually, but also the municipality must tell us their evacuation plans, because in Ekurhuleni, for instance, there's lots of informal settlements there. What are the plans? Are there plans in place? This is question time.
Macro is going big on festive season savings with high-tech deals like the new PS4 1TB slim console with Call of Duty and God of War 3, only 5,999, save 700 Rand. A Samsung 55-inch smart curved UHD LED TV for 14,999, save 3,000 Rand. And save 100 Rand on the new TomTom Touch Activity Tracker, now only 2,399. Share in these and other big festive savings for home, for business, for life. Macro, big on life.
Welcome back. You're still watching Question Time. Let's go to Ekurhuleni. A caller here is complaining about evacuation plans. Are there evacuation plans, and would you say you are happy with the plans that you have, given the reality that Ekurhuleni has it's one of the regions where informal settlements are quite in huge numbers?
Yes, definitely. Around Ekurhuleni, we do have an enormous number of informal settlements, and it's not even the small ones; they are huge. So, yes, we can confirm that now. Out of all the 29 fire stations that we have around the city of Ekurhuleni, everyone is ready to intervene should the need arise in those particular areas. So, what is happening at all times? We're sending out firefighters with managers to check in those areas. We don't only wait for the people to phone and report and say in their area is flooding, but we also sending out the personnel, emergency services staff, together with disaster management personnel during rainy in the area where it's raining.
Okay.
So as now they can identify those dangers relating to water or to weather at the time. And as a result, we've got municipal halls that are readily available for the members of the public to be evacuated temporarily in those areas. And again, we're having what you call the temporary army tents.
Okay.
That are ready to be used. Hello?
Am I correct to assume that, I guess, this week Kuba would have to focus on those areas that are prone to disaster of this nature? I'm not actually sure as to that's fine.
Kuba, but from an emergency services point of view, that is what we're doing, and together with disaster management.
Okay, that's fine. Let's take Keith. Keith, you are in Gauteng as well, quickly.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, Keith.
So I want to know where all of this water is going. We have a drought, we have flash floods, all of this rain is coming down, thousands of liters of it. Where's it all going?
Thank you, Keith. Where is this water going? Well, I know you probably may not know. You know that it is coming.
Obviously, yes. We wish that most of the water that is actually falling from the sky could be channeled to the right places where it can be stored. I think that, yes, we do have dams. But based on the fact that we keep on saying, and I agree, that South Africa is a water scarce country, perhaps we need to change that with events like that we saw last week. So perhaps we can channel the water to the right places where they can be stored and be used. But indeed, I'm not the proper authority to talk about that matter.
Okay, but then can you tell us, are we still going to have this rain coming for how long?
Indeed, we still have a good chance of rainfall for the entire of this week. I must point out that the rainfall will cover much of the eastern provinces of the country. In short, in summary, that will include Mpumalanga, Limpopo, Gauteng, Northwest Free State, KwaZulu-Natal, the Eastern Cape. Those are the provinces that would normally get rainfall, and to a lesser degree, also the eastern parts of the Northern Cape. Those are the eastern parts of the province of the country. So basically, we are going to receive rainfall today, as we already had received, and we are still to receive more this evening.
Okay.
More than that, we expect rainfall throughout the week.
Okay.
But as of tomorrow, the severe thunderstorms are necessarily moving to the western areas of the northwest. Those areas in the Tosca area, Vryburg, Taung, Swaziland, those are the areas which could see severe thunderstorms by tomorrow. But beyond that, even though I cannot say at this point as to what will happen, but the point is we are expecting rainfall throughout the entire week, even in the second week. But I think from the 20th to about the 24th, the chance of rainfall is going to be quite worrying again.
And you are sure about everything that you're saying, eh?
Why shouldn't I be? This is what we work on. This is what the models have improved over time. There's quite a lot of success from what the models are producing. So there's a little doubt. More and more, remember that we are actually reducing the grids. Our grids used to be 32 by 32 about 10 to 15 years ago.
Okay.
But as of now, we are going to about 4 by 4. So basically, we're improving. We're improving all the time.
Okay, and thank you very much, Peter. Where do people get hold of you in case they need your help?
726-8900 telephone wise, and you can also get us on our website www.osti.co.za, Osti for Ombudsman short-term insurance, osti.co.za.
Thank you very much, and we hope you'll be able to help all those people that are having problems with
do our best.
These insurances. That was question time for today. A big thank you to my guest and to you for watching the show. From me and the crew, you have yourself a wonderful time. Evacuation.
Moved to ease tensions.